Namaste, everybody. Just wanted to come to you today, just as we have some, very different energies at the moment that we're navigating as we strengthen now this rapid ascension through certainly into January 21, just to cover this aspect really. I've done this in more depth in my Awaken portal, and some of the things I'm talking about now, I'm just touching on. I do teach in my Awaken and Healing program. So those of you who have done that with me over the past few years, this might even be a reminder to consciously look. This rapid shift we're experiencing from what we call the earthly three-dimensional material aspects is bringing this massive purge, and we're having to look within to determine our level of consciousness at the moment and our level of awareness of what is occurring. We've had the moon that's brought in some brilliant, lovely energy of seeing this. And when I mean seeing, you have this awareness of all the amazing souls that are awakening and joining you in a force of light. Okay, that's the way to describe it. It's so hugely positive. However, we're all having to navigate where the heavier energy, darker energy is, just the fear-based that's coming from people, it lashes out to the light. So we have to endure that. The earlier days of your ascension is to start living your life as a spiritual being, living a human existence, not the other way around. And that happens earlier on in your ascension. It might just be happening to you now. And what we have is the second wave of people coming through, answering their calling, making a difference. I've noticed this so much in the last 2 years, but particularly, this year is forcing people to hold their light and want to. What it comes down to is seek the truth, be the truth, and look for that level of compassion and to hold space for everybody. And we've had so much on the material world, so much that comes through that brings this ego, this fear. Even in the spiritual world, we've experienced it on so many levels that we've tended to recluse and hide and do the journey on our own. And the new vibration is very much about coming out and doing this together and collectively, and we're not used to that, even though we might have voiced it and talked about it. So this energy that we're in at this moment up until January 21, that's just what I want to cover at the moment. We have an extra force of purging that's coming through. Yes, it's going to feel even heavier. Yes, October, November will bring us much to navigate. And when I say with this force, you will just see that energy upping their game. Military base and things like that will be in our awareness, in our zone of where the material world wants to continue to control and manipulate. The reality, which is our reality, is not to create or live or agree to a world like that anymore. And we're coming from this compassion. So we're observing this coming down. Now, what happens is what I call about in it. We can be in it. Now, when I'm discussing all of these things, I'm very lucky to have had this, lucky to have this journey. It's a hard one to have awoken earlier on, but that I can observe everything. So as I share things that are going on in the world, the 3D world, the difference is I'm not in it. Now, you will know what I mean. And so many amazing souls and teachers and healers and therapists are coming to me at the moment to say, they're struggling. And when I describe this to them, they understand. So for you, when we have a choice in every moment to react or respond, and we can respond with a 3-dimensional response, or we can respond with a 5th-dimensional response, okay? The other option is to just react, and that's very 3-dimensional. So there's a few aspects. So everything that is happening, people that you're dealing with, situations that are going on, just to go within, to feel into everything. Emotion in our body is how we ascend. We have to feel everything. So if we think something, the body can't determine whether that's an experience or not. It still is processing it. So to feel into something is to, and then observe something. I always say to allow it to dissolve. And again, in my full sessions, I can help you to do that and show you how to do that. But try it for yourself. Try to observe. Try to witness. This is going on in the world. It feels very heavy. We're aware that that's going on, but not be in it. Observe it, know, use your voice, share it, help other people to see it if that's what they're able and willing to do. And I don't mean by trying to awaken people. You can only share your views, share how you are, and they will determine what they take from that, uncomfortable or not. So feeling into this emotion, dissolving, being conscious of your reaction, of your response. Am I in it? Am I observing it? And that's the difference of how you can maintain and be, as people say, the light, being it, having this conscious awareness, having this higher frequency. And look at it as radio waves. I don't want to go through all of the ascension and the dimensions because I cover that in my other workshop. Today I want you to just feel that compassion, that kindness, that understanding that we're shifting to new energy. Well, we have shifted to new energy. You know, we've been going through that process for quite some time. It might feel new to you, but we have been. And you know, with that aspect, the old doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that we have a new way of bringing through on how we're communicating, how our frequencies are, what we resonate with, how our consciousness is. And look at it as the radio waves of trying to understand and different frequencies of different people. And again, I explain that in my workshop, but it's just to say to you today, look at your reactions, look at your responding, see yourself as part of the second wave of really awakening souls now using your voice. Know that it's okay and it is tough and people are maybe trying to dim your light. Then one aspect of that is just the normal awakening process, which is really tough and it can go on for a few years, depending how rapidly and consciously you take that journey or whether you're just falling into it and navigating it, and that can feel quite tough. So, you know, come and do that with like-minded people, share that journey, and look forward rather than being in it, so that you can observe everything. Once you're doing this, you know that the three-dimensional aspects that we've been living are not sustainable or something that we want. Our new foundation is built on something much more from compassion and kindness, and at the moment we're seeing anything but that, where the segregation is coming and people are feeling so isolated, when in fact we're uniting more rapidly than ever before. It has been heavy. I felt it this last week. I've had personal things that have come through to highlight again, you know, you don't just awaken and that's it. And anyone that tells you that is kind of being a bit fluffy. I always say the more you awaken and send and have your level of consciousness, the higher the highs and the lower the lows. And that's because you have less to strip from you, because awakening is about shedding everything from you, not achieving anything. We're here for the truth. We're here to be it. There is no agenda, and it's very hard for people that aren't at that level to understand you have no agenda. You're here just to deliver this consciousness, this trying to collaborate, trying to create something good in the world for us all, not for personal gain. If we really turn this around, which we will and we are and we're doing, it requires our action, it requires our compassion, it requires our compassion to go out into the world and beyond. There is no need to have people starving. There is no need to have this level of fear. It's all been man-made, it's all been created. So we are that change and we have to become it. So shedding our fears, to shine our light, to be really bright, decide where your awareness is and your frequency, decide where your consciousness is, and do that by whether choosing to react or respond in every moment. And it makes a huge, huge difference. There's a lot that we've got coming in these next few months, so do that with your higher awareness and stay in that energy and support each other and try to come together as much as you can in unity. But it's going to be to build what we're going to build and what we're building and creating now. We cannot do it with the level of awareness in this man-made world. It's a totally different reality. Thankfully, it's a totally different reality, and therefore we have to let go of this conditioning. And you may not feel like you have any conditioning left or you have any awakening to do, but the honest truth is we awaken through the whole journey of our life. We never stop evolving. We don't know all the answers, but we're consciously able to see and be it as much as we choose to be. Sending you lots of love. Namaste.